eclipse season. So, there is a lot going on for you. And there's actually a lot of opposition. And when I did your reading, what I noticed is that there is so much change, and you have a direct focus, that I think that what is very difficult about this is that the changes that you're being asked to make seem to interfere with just those daily responsibilities, those daily duties, an area of your life that it makes it so difficult for you to do what you're being divinely guided to do. And that's hard. That's hard when you have this type of energy. It feels like you're direction oriented and that there's a calling, but then it feels like as well as, hey, I need to be dutiful and responsible. And I just think there's a lot of pressure on you. I think there's a lot of pressure on you in just about every area of your life. And I believe that there's just a lack of understanding. Where's the support for me? Where's the compassion? Where's the love? Come on, guys, I'm doing all I can do. And there's this sense of purpose that you know that your calling is, but then there's a sense of family demand, and there's a sense of needing to be there for others, and it can be quite confusing. So let's talk about the solar eclipse for you, because first of all, it's in a mutable energy source, and for you, it directly impacts you if you are between the mutable signs of 14 degrees and 24 degrees. So I just want to get that out of the way. Second of all, in the solar eclipse, I just want to kind of a little bit define it, because I just think for some of you that don't know what the astrological intent of this event is, it's just good for factual based clarity. So a solar eclipse is when the moon passes between the sun and the earth, and it prevents your sun from shining. So when the sun is in the new moon shadow, the new moon energetic power overrides your ability to shine in the house that this event is emphasizing. So what happens is the sun goes under a massive reboot, as this is a new beginning and it's being inspired by this new moon, this lunar event. So there is a sense that you are in the midst of a new beginning, and it's time for your soul's deepest desires to transform and elevate you to the next level. During this solar event, you are going to be riding on some turbulent waters, both your solar actually and your lunar event. So there will be a sense that you are on a ride that you can't completely control, and that does not align with your soul and how you identify who you are. Work and the routine that you have right now is opposing this solar event. Family matters are interfering with progressive energy and a work-based responsibility. You have the feeling of pressure that's usually associated with you wanting to head for greener pastures. I mean, you are maxing out. There is a sense of your duties and your responsibilities are increasing as you are pursuing this career life path destiny that seems to be a calling, but then there's a sense of daily duties and responsibilities in a family or a home-based environment that is really creating instability and lack of focus. So this is going to take you on quite the ride, and you take great pride in being able to master the responsibilities in your life. In this energy, however, there is a change that is needed to be made that may not feel good for you. There's a realization that this ever-changing mutable energy right now is challenging, and it feels just completely unstable. And you're a fire-based energy, even though you're a mutable fire-based energy, you're still a fire-based energy. So there's a sense that you need to get control of the situation. But Mars is squaring off with all the mutable energy, which is being flooded with Chiron healing energy. So there's a sense of dual focus. Dual focus, equally important, by the way. That you equally validate that you need to send resources to, mental resources to. But then there's this, like, oh my gosh, if I give this this much attention, then I have to give this much attention, or I don't have enough attention to give this area, and this is what I'm compelled to be motivated to do. Bottom line is, how do you know where to focus? So you're feeling unstable, and in other energy, in other words, you don't feel aligned. You're just used to the luck of Jupiter, but Jupiter is in conjunct with Virgo, and it is in opposition. It opposes Piscean energy. So you've got this sense of duties and responsibilities and progression. It's aligning with the North Node. It is routines. It is getting your routines down. It is being reliable. It is associated with details. And not that you're not extremely detail oriented, but you delegate usually the details. But this one is like it's all laid on you. You're having to assume all the responsibility. So Jupiter is expanding your workload and your family responsibilities, leaving little room for pleasure, which is really honestly feeds you. It's your power source. So what is the special message from the universe during the solar event? Well, you are in mutable energy, which is steaming up your rose-colored glasses. A new beginning is not all that pleasurable for you. You're not feeling like your new beginning is based on pleasure. You're feeling that your new beginning is based on duty and responsibility. And it is, but you make your decisions based on pleasure, not on duty. Normally, but your ruler is sitting in Virgo, so you're going to be making decisions based on duty and responsibilities for quite some time. So this is also about facing the consequences and setting high standards and working diligently and hard. This isn't about delegating the responsibilities anymore. This is about assuming the responsibility yourself, following through on whatever responsibilities that you need. And it is about the sense that you need to take care of all the details. So what is the beginning end of all this? Challenging energy will create the momentum that will drive you to make changes that you need to make. Again, you're a pleasure-based energy. You love it. You're used to being lucky, and you're used to expansion all the time. This is about patience, responsibility, diligence. It's about the little details that you're having to concentrate, not on the big, expansive details. So you may get a little overwhelmed in this energy as you try to escape from the details that you need to attend to. Pisces energy rules escapism, and your energy is prone to heading for a pleasurable source when everything hits the fan. What do you have to lose if you do that? I think you know. Saturn is in Sagittarius. That's what it's teaching you. What's your ramification every time you head for the hills? What is your ramification for excessive pleasure seeking? What do you have to lose? How hard is it to replace it if you lose it? That's what you're thinking about. So what you don't face now, the lunar eclipse will hold you accountable for in the future. So even if you escape it, Piscean energy, and you square on this energy and you're like, F this, I'm going to escape the reality of what I got to face right now, you are going to face it in your lunar eclipse. So let's talk a little bit about the lunar eclipse and what this means for you. So a lunar eclipse is when the Earth blocks the sun from casting a shadow over the moon. This astrological event is significant because your sun's desire to shine will override your emotional vulnerability. See, a lunar eclipse, well, the moon is associated with emotion, and then this lunar eclipse, the sun is going to block and shadow the moon's ability to shine. So you're not making emotional based decisions. You're making decisions based on FYI, me. What do I need? And the significance about this is that at the same time, you are going to experience a powerful alignment that is going to make this divinely guided. So the sun in Aries is going to align with Mercury in Aries, merging the way you think with what your heart desires on a very simplistic level. This is about cardinal needs, immediate needs. You really deeply align with this energy. By the way, it's a fellow fire sign. Meeting immediate needs is something that you are highly in favor of. Your energy level is going to start to return to normal. And once the sun dips back into fellow fire sign, your mind releases from the heavy water energy. So I think some of you may have felt like your water energy the water may have put out your fire, or at least made it dampened your fire and created just the coals in your fire. So now it's time to turn the fire, poke the fire, and put some new wood on it, give it some oxygen as you allow the coals to, like, if you poke them, you add some oxygen, you add a little dry wood, you dry out your fire. I think when you do that, that is when we start to see energy return. You are in a mood to get back out there and mix and mingle. You are all about creating opportunity, and you feel a desire for movement. You now realize that you need to be sensitive to the needs of others and have a diplomatic approach when you are interacting with those that are closest to you. So here's what I feel deeply that stands out to me. Your fire base, so you make a lot of decisions based on immediate gratification and pleasure seeking. But in this energy, there was something that came up, an emotion that was flushed forward, emotional issue that was flushed forward. There was a sense that you were making somebody suffer, or somebody was suffering. Maybe you were burning too brightly and somebody else was silently suffering that you had to attend to. And so I think now in this energy, because here's what I think. I think you're deeply willing to make a change, that the little things in life, the details of life, you understand provide a foundation and a rock and stability for you. And so what you're trying to do is create that weird word called balance. Libra is all about balance. So this is about life-work balance. This is about ambition balancing with day-to-day tasks. You can't be always in this forward movement. At some point, it has to be about forward energy meets current energy. And so there's a sense, I know for me, when I get in a really creative flow of energy, I have a lot of enthusiasm. I'm a Leo on the cusp of Cancer, but I have an Aries moon. So sometimes when I identify with fire energy, what I find that I do is it's all about progression forward, and the consequences I do not consider. The consequences at this point, what you're considering is the fact that you are validating that there is something that you don't want to lose. And you've learned a lesson, and it's been a long karmic journey, and now you are willing to validate this journey, the journey that you were on and the lessons that you've learned, and you're starting to create progressive forward movement while considering the karmic journey that you were on previously. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event.